Hello everyone, welcome back to Relative Security. Today we are going to discuss two more controls. The first one is going to be audit log management. And in the audit log management, we'll start by discussing the importance of it. So the importance of collecting, alerting, reviewing, and retaining audit logs is to aid in detecting, understanding, and recovering from attacks. Effective log collection and analysis are crucial for promptly detecting malicious activity, as audit records often serve as the primary evidence of an attack. If you are collecting the logs in the right manner, usually the tool that you have to use for centralizing your log collection is the SIM solution, and you have all the required logs within a SIM solution. They are going to be a massive help in your incident response activities, because attackers exploit the lack of log analysis in many enterprises to conceal their actions, maintaining control over victim machines undetected for a very long time. So there are two main types of logs: system logs and the audit logs, each requiring distinct configuration. Logging records play a pivotal role in incident response, enabling enterprises to understand the scope and impact of attacks. Complete logging records facilitate post-attack investigations and are essential for regulatory compliance. And if these logs are being sent to the SIM solution, you can create detection strategies on top of them, and you can detect the attack as it is happening. Additionally, access control logs should be generated when users attempt unauthorized access, and periodic log reviews should be conducted to ensure comprehensive coverage and compliance with asset inventory. Periodic log reviews: it is advised that enterprises should do a periodically scan for the logs and compare them with the asset inventory to ensure comprehensive coverage and compliance with the security policies. If we talk about the activities that should be done under this audit log management control, the first one would be to create and sustain a structured audit log management process that defines the enterprise's logging requirements. It encompasses addressing the collection, review, and retention of audit logs for enterprise assets. Documentation should be reviewed and updated annually or in response to significant changes within the enterprise. It should be verified that the logging destinations have sufficient storage capacity to comply with the enterprise's audit log management process. When we talk about the audit log collection, it should be ensured that the logging is enabled across all enterprise assets according to the established audit log management process. This involves systematically collecting audit logs to monitor and detect security incidents. Configure detailed audit logging for assets containing sensitive data, capturing essential information such as event source, date, username, timestamp, source addresses, destination addresses, etc. This facilitates comprehensive forensic investigation. All logs should be centralized, as we discussed before, because centralized audit log collection and retention across enterprise assets to streamline monitoring and analysis efforts should be done. This ensures that all audit logs are aggregated in a centralized location for efficient management. Now, another important point is the time synchronization across all your devices, because at least two synchronized time sources across enterprise assets should be ensured for accurate timestamping of the events. Because when you are correlating events from different devices during an incident investigation, if the time is not correct on all the devices, you won't be able to properly correlate and do the time analysis on the logs being collected. Last but not the least, collect service provider logs wherever supported, including authentication, authorization events, data creation and disposal events, and user management events. This provides visibility into activities performed by external service providers, enhancing overall security monitoring. The next one that we are going to discuss is email and web browser protections. This control enhances defenses and detection mechanisms against threats originating from email and web vectors, as these avenues provide attackers with opportunities to exploit human behavior through direct interaction. Web browsers and email clients serve as a frequent entry points for attackers due to their direct engagement with the users within an enterprise. Attackers can craft content to deceive users into revealing credentials, sharing sensitive data, or providing access to malicious actors, thereby escalating the risk. Given that the email and web interactions often involve external and untrusted entities, they are the prime target for both malicious code and social engineering. Moreover, with the transition to web-based or mobile email access, users no longer benefit from embedded security features found in traditional email clients such as encryption, authentication, and phishing reporting tools. Well, talking about different activities that come under this control that should be done, the first one would be to ensure that only fully supported browsers and email clients are permitted to execute within the enterprise environment. This entails utilizing the latest versions provided by the vendor to mitigate security risks associated with outdated softwares. DNS filtering services should be implemented across all enterprise assets to block access to domains known for malicious activities. This serves as a proactive measure to prevent users from inadvertently accessing harmful websites. Similar to this, network-based URL filters should be regularly updated and applied to restrict enterprise access from connecting to potentially malicious or unauthorized websites. In addition to making sure that fully supported browsers and email clients are being used, we should also restrict the unnecessary or unauthorized browser and email client extensions. Because this can be achieved by uninstalling or disabling any such extensions to reduce the risk of vulnerabilities being exploited. The domain-based message authentication, reporting and conformance policy, and verification to mitigate email spoofing and modification risks. This involves adopting standards like Sender Policy Framework and Domain Keys Identified Mail to enhance email security. Unnecessary file types should be discouraged and they should be blocked at the enterprise email gateway. By restricting certain file types, the organizations can reduce the likelihood of malicious files infiltrating the network through email channels. And lastly, we should deploy and maintain email server anti-malware protections, such as attachment scanning and sandboxing. These measures help detect and mitigate threats originating from email attachments, ensuring a secure mail environment within the enterprise. So the next control that we will be discussing is malware defenses. Malicious software poses a significant threat on the internet, with diverse capabilities ranging from data theft to network infiltration. It enters enterprises through various vulnerabilities across end-user devices, email attachments, as we discussed in the last control, web pages, and cloud services. And today's malware, the modern malware, is very sophisticated. It leverages techniques like machine learning to evade detection, and defending against this dynamic threat requires automated, regularly updated defenses deployed across all possible entry points, integrating with processes such as vulnerability management and incident response. Effective malware protection encompasses traditional endpoint prevention and detection suites with automated updates, ensuring the currency of malware indicators of compromise. Central management of these tools ensures consistency across the infrastructure. So, what are the activities that can be done under this control, malware defenses? Well, you have to have anti-malware softwares, anti-malware signature updates should be there. Anti-malware software helps protect against various types of malicious software such as viruses, worms, and ransomware by detecting and removing them from the system. But to make sure the system is working fine, the automatic updates should be configured on the anti-malware solutions so that organizations can ensure that their anti-malware software is always up to date and capable of detecting and mitigating new threats. Another very common attack vector is the auto runs and autoplays. You attach a USB to your computer, to your laptop, and it will quickly pick it up and start the process or execute the services on it. If this is disabled, because disabling auto run and autoplay functionality for removable media devices helps prevent the automatic execution of potentially malicious code when a removable device is inserted into a computer. So this reduces the risk of malware infection from infected USB drives or any other removable media. There are some anti-exploitation features on enterprise assets that can be enabled, because enabling these anti-exploitation features such as data execution prevention, Windows Defender Exploit Guard, or Apple System Integrity Protection helps protect enterprise assets from exploitation by these malicious actors. These features mitigate the risk of vulnerabilities being exploited to execute malicious code or compromise the system. And just like the account management or the log management should be centralized, the malware defense should be centralized as well. Because centralized management of this anti-malware software allows organizations to efficiently deploy, configure, and monitor the software across all enterprise assets from a centralized location. Behavior-based behavior-based anti-malware software analyzes the behavior of programs and processes to identify potentially malicious activities, even if they do not match known malware signatures. By using behavior-based detection techniques, organizations can detect and mitigate emerging and zero-day threats more effectively. Thank you so much. These are the two controls that we will be discussing in this video. Then we will be discussing two more controls, data recovery and network infrastructure management in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe these videos and channels. Thank you so much for your time.